Hello, how are you doing? Well, do you know what? I almost didn't make this video because I was like, wow, I've got all kinds of breakouts and all the rest of it. Raby, I should know better than this. I've been in this game for too long before actually taking action, before something is perfect. And believe me, I never have those days where I'm like, do you know what? Everything feels pretty perfect today. Anyway, on to today's chat. I want to tell you about an experience that I had this week. And it was really simplistic, but it was game changing. And there's lots of facets to this, so I'll try and round them up very quickly. So I have always had this philosophy that if you get the opportunity to not meet your idols, but be in the room with people, I would always take that opportunity. And I've learned this so much as an actor that sometimes you need to see somebody right in front of you doing what they do, and you having that dawning that yes, they're talented, yes, they're experienced, yes, they're inspirational, yes, they've done all of these things, but ultimately they're just a person. And there were two people that this happened for when I was at drama school. One was Mike Leigh. So if you don't know Mike Leigh, he's a very famous film director, I guess, certainly in the UK. And he does this, basically, have a look at Mike Leigh stuff. I'm not going to spend my whole time going into it, but I absolutely loved his films. I loved his methodology. He used to be married to Alison Steadman, if you know her from Gavin and Stacey. A really incredible guy. So I remember seeing him, and we were studying him at the time, and he happened to just pop in one day, and that was lovely. I was like, oh wow, this person actually was there doing those things. The second person that I met at drama school was Gillian Anderson. And she had done X-Files by this point, so this is the early 2000s, but she'd kind of come back to the UK and she was starting to do some theatre and things like that. So this is way before The Fall and all that good stuff. So I remember seeing her, I remember seeing her presence, I remember seeing how she articulated herself, how she moved, how she did all of those things. So as I've moved into my coaching areas or my podcasting, I've spent a lot of money, a lot of money. That sounds really weird. I prioritized this basically. Like if I've had the opportunity to get in the room, I am there. I went to see a Q&A, a random one, 2:00 in the afternoon on a Friday afternoon with Victoria Wood. Like golden, absolutely brilliant. There's been so many people where I've had that opportunity to ask a question. I saw Arianna Huffington. Anyway, this week I did a session with Daniel Priestley. And if you don't know him, he's the author of Oversubscribed. So I had read that book and I've read it a couple of times. I think it's incredible. I think it's one of those business books that gives you that nudge of, oh, if I do more of that, then I'm going to get that result. Okay. Oh, I actually need to spend my time in this way instead of faffing around over here. It's a really good kind of reality check. And it really makes you check in with where you want to be on that scale. So who do you want to be? What kind of business do you want to have? What kind of life do you want to have? It's really a great book. Anyway, after finishing that, I Instagrammed about it, and then I had a couple of chats with Daniel himself in the DMs, and then I was invited on to this workshop. Now, this workshop is part of them, I think, selling something further. I had to go for the school run, but yeah, they do some really great programs, I believe. And I had a conversation with him, and he asked if anybody had any questions. And these are the points where you really have to think, what is going to be useful? What is it about that person that's really going to help me move the needle in terms of my business? And sometimes you'll hear people at these events. So for example, somebody at the Victoria Wood thing could have said, I just wanted to ask, do you prefer the rehearsals or do you prefer the show the best? Like something really unhelpful. And I always try and cut through that stuff. Like, how can I get to what I need to know and I want to know? So the question I asked him was this. How did I phrase it? I'm sure I articulated it in a better way than this. Basically, the topic I wanted to talk about was, how do you become a authentic, wealthy, I'm going to say it, wealthy leader who's a woman but is nurturing and is all for feminism, is all of these things. How do you become that in the coaching industry, the wellness, on social media, without going down the, by now, I did a 10K launch, I did this. Like, instead of just showing the flashy numbers, I don't want to be showing Rolexes left, right, and center. I mean, oh my god, I've literally just put them away this moment. I'm joking. I don't own a Rolex. But maybe I will one day. Maybe I will. And maybe I will talk about it proudly. But what I was struggling with was, of course, there have been great achievements that I've had in my own personal life and things that I've wanted to share with people. But how can I do it in a lovely way where I'm not feeling like I'm airing my dirty laundry in public? So we spoke about this. And he was saying it's about leaning into what your USP is and what you are really good at. And therefore, I guess, what could you be the best in the world at? So he asked me a bit about my history. He asked me about what I'd done. And suddenly, as we were talking, I started to have these thoughts of like, oh, that is so obvious. And I've totally and utterly missed it. And if you follow for a while, if you know me personally, you'll know that I trained as an actor and coaching and writing and all of these sort of facets. But the thing that I really have that is so different, I guess, to other coaches because of years and years of performance is that live element. So things like getting on video, things like podcasting, things like chatting to new people, even though I would say that I'm a bit of an introvert. Doing things like on demand where somebody goes, great, can you just do a talk? Can you just say a few words? Like, I've been in so many of those situations and I've been able to do that off the cuff. That sort of stuff is easy. And one of the things that I realized as I was talking is I don't talk about that. And I don't really open up those opportunities for me to have, I guess, that performance, that making it feel like your own, like I would with a character with somebody. So if somebody's going, I don't know what to charge, and that's the solution that they're looking for, there are so many things that I could do because of my experience as an actor that can help them to get the heart of what it is that they want to charge, and therefore they want to sell it. So that was a bit of a mind-blowing afternoon where I was like, I need to talk about this more. Like, I have a Speak Up program, but there's so many things that are not related to speaking about how do you ask that awkward question? How do you actually describe what you do? How do you close a discovery call? How do you say, this is what I charge, I don't negotiate, I don't do discounts, do not pass go, that's it, this is the way that we roll. So I've been thinking about this and I want to put together something lovely. If already as I'm saying this, you're like, yeah, I've put some stuff on my website and I can't say it out loud and I don't know what to do and I'm hiding. Basically, if you're hiding and you don't feel like you're playing full out, there's something in this, basically. So I'm going to develop this more as I do with everything that I do. And here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 10 people. 10 people to beta test this experience with me. It is going to be paid for, and I am going to charge a fee for my time for this, but it's going to be a seriously reduced rate. So it's not going to be like my coaching stuff. I basically want to serve you loads in that hour that we have together and our time afterwards, but also it will be great that you will take away lots as well, and you'll get the solution that you're looking for. So For anybody that's hiding, anybody that's looking for this kind of stuff, will you DM me? Will you reply to this? Comment down below and let me know if you would like one of these spots. I can send you more detail. There's no sales page. There's nothing on my website. It's not advertised or anything like this. This is purely in its very early stages, but I want to do this with real life people. That is the whole point. So if you're hiding, you need help with visibility, you need help actually saying things out loud, awkward conversations, all that good stuff. It's not good stuff really. All that like tricksy stuff. Trixie, get in touch. I would love to hear more. And if you are looking just to up level in that way, regardless of whether you want the beta session or not, you're welcome to book a free 15-minute session. And if you head over to my website as well, you will now find all of this content under my 4 P's framework. So it could be under plan, packaging, present, and propel. And this video feels like it would be under present. So thank you so much for watching, for listening. And if you haven't read Oversubscribed, I would highly recommend it. Any questions, DM, comment, email, and I'll catch you again very soon.